Hi everyone, so this little video is just going to be on some overall factors of influencing our relationships with outdoor environments and then also going into the technology aspect of this as well. So, the relationship that we have with the outdoor environment is influenced by a range of factors, and when we investigate these relationships, we need to look at the factors that affect how we perceive, interact, and impact these environments. So, previously, we've looked at how historical events have influenced human relationships due to societal changes that occur over these times, so, like the Indigenous and first non Indigenous settlers. And now we're looking at factors that influence or have influence on societal relationships since 1990, so within today's society. There are many different factors that influence our relationships with the outdoor environments, and these can be family, friends, ethnicity, race, gender, religion, education, all affecting how we act. So we need to think about the background of the type of the individual that may become a mountaineer, cross country skier, or a surfer. So our background profile is likely to have an effect on such outcomes of what we do. A student in year 10 said to me the other day, "Why do people even surf professionally? What's so good about it?" And I made the comparison to playing football as I really enjoy participating in that sport. So, one of you might have a certain sport that you like to play. Again, this all comes down to the influences that we've had in our lives. In Australia, typically the majority of us are middle class, or have middle class socioeconomic status and have money that we can spend to go and do things in our leisure time. So, what can we do with this money and time? In Australia and Victoria specifically, there are countless possibilities that involve the outdoors. And there's some great examples in your textbook around factors influencing our relationship with the outdoors. Although, specifically, we're going to look at five categories, and these are the effects of different technologies, commercialization of outdoor environments and outdoor experiences, portrayals of outdoor environments and experiences, and social responses to risk taking, as well as social and political debates. We are going to look at each of these in more detail, but to begin with, and just for this little video, we're just going to focus on the effects of different technologies. So, the rate at which the technology is advancing and changing is rapid, and this continues to influence our day to day life in almost every aspect. The main function of technology is to make our lives easier, and it gives us lots of tools to solve everyday problems. These tools then give us greater control over our environment. And if we think specifically the way in which technology has changed the way we interact with outdoor environments, we can include materials and clothing, our communication and navigation, information technology, transport and infrastructure, activity specific equipment, and safety as well. So, all of these technological advances allow us to access and interact in outdoor environments that would otherwise be too difficult. It can provide us with an opportunity to participate in a wide range of environmental conditions, um, or whether it be that we're in the outdoors year round despite the weather or climatic variation. So on page 201, there's a table on the technological advances or changes over time for surfing, camping, and rock climbing. If you haven't read this already, I really urge you to do so. All right, so while technology can be an amazing thing that's brought us all out in the outdoors, the more frequently or throughout different conditions, it can also act as a mediator between us and the environment. Um, our many households, many household items have already altered the way in which we live, as we no longer need to move outside of our homes to be able to communicate. So these information and communication technologies have allowed us to live a social life and communicate even though we may be thousands of kilometres away from each other. So, not only this, but children in today's society are living more and more of their lives inside without exploring their neighbourhoods and outdoors. Even when we are in the outdoors, technology can still hinder our relationship that we have with it. We have acknowledged previously that almost everything involves technology, whether that be a tent, maps, or clothing. And we need to consider if the sleeping bags we are sleeping in diminish or increase our relationship and connection with the outdoors. Right, so it doesn't just have to be sleeping bag, that was just one example. But anything that we use or any kind of technology when we are in the outdoors. So how does using high technology nuts and bolts if we're setting up a rock climbing course impact the way we perceive, interact, and impact the environment? Through this technology, we can create our own artificial environment that replicates the outdoors just like an indoor rock climbing course. On page 203, that table outlines many of the influences technology had with our has with our relationships with the outdoors. And one of your tasks after this is to summarize this table. So just like you have previously summarized interactions of the recreation, conservation, etc., what I want you to do is create one page per influence and outline the perceptions, interactions, and impacts for this. And I really, really want you to make it as visual as possible. And we're going to collate these so you have them in preparation for your SAC as well. And then we can put this along with some information in regards to Phillip Island or Queenscliff. When you're thinking about these different effects of technology, just remember, just like when you did your two different experiences in the outdoors, most of us, or nearly all of us, said that the time that we spent out in the outdoors with technology, we didn't really connect with it as well as what we did when we were without our phones or such. All right, so good luck with the activities. If you are stuck, all I want you to do is try your best, and then we'll be able to go through them on Thursday in more detail and try and get through as many activities as you can. Okay, thank you.